Welcome back. We're gonna fire up Richard III again to play it from the Lancastrian side, just kind of in a standard way that I tend to play both sides. I don't think it's going to be much of a different experience because I think the computer opponent will probably be very similar. But we'll see. Maybe I will be surprised. So we're gonna switch. I'll play that as the humans. We'll have the Yorkists play on balanced, and away we go. I have to get used to kind of who I have here as the Yorkists, because as the Lancastrians, because I've mostly played as the Yorkists as I've been playing this. So let's see. So a slightly different situation at start. At start for the Yorkists, you have to get a bunch of folks into England. Your forces are not there. Whereas here, a lot of the Lancastrian forces are already there. So I'm going to actually play this muster card, which is going to allow me to kind of consolidate a whole bunch of folks, and I'll probably consolidate them in, Middlesex in London. So it'll allow me to get a bunch of forces kind of gathered together, I think is what it'll do. So let's have Beaufort, Somerset join me. This is Henry V, Henry VI, and Margaret there. And Somerset, very distant potential heir. Oxford, and I don't know if this guy can reach. He can. And since London can handle 5, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to consolidate my forces as much as I can. There. So he's moving folks up to the borderlands and into Somerset and into Sussex. Okay. Oh, another one. All right. I'll save that forced march for later. Let's get some, get some forces on the board. Sorry about that. Coughing off screen. All right. Consolidating and getting forces. I haven't left him a ton of openings, so this isn't that bad, I wouldn't say, of an opening here. That block, however, is a very tempting target. So let's see where I can bring on some folks. These are Welsh mercenaries. Well, let's go over here and look at this. So I've got Norwich, which is an urban militia. So I don't really seem to have a ton of additional lords. Oh, no, there we go. Buckingham, Stanley, Rivers, all these are potential traitors. The Archbishop of York, Shrewsbury, more mercenaries, Westmoreland, and Northumberland. So I think what I'd really like to do is to get my forces in the north on the map. So he can go there. That's what we want to do. So I'm going to bring in the Percy family. This is not him, but the ancestors of Hotspur, for those of you who like your Shakespeare. So we'll bring in a couple of guys in the north in order to sort of consolidate there. Then, let's see, where else can I bring people in? I could bring in the Archbishop of York. Would that be here? No, where was that Archbishop of York able to be brought in? Because cathedrals, obviously, I like cathedrals. They give you an extra point. Where was he? There he is. So he can be brought in. Yeah, he can be brought in South York, but I can't bring him in there because. So Pembroke, I could bring in these Welsh mercenaries. Can't bring anybody into Plymouth. So I think I want to move. I want to get these guys a little bit more connected up. And then I've got Pembroke. It's my Tudors. And I will bring my... Actually, I'm not going to bring my... No, I'm not going to do that. Because what I want to do is I want to go ahead and attack Rutland here. Who do I want to attack? Well, let's go ahead and send the king. We'll send Oxford, Beaumont. Oh, geez. Didn't even realize you could grab guys that many at a time. Not sure how I did that. Wiltshire. I don't think I can send any more guys in. No, wait, maybe I can't send one more guy in there. All right. We'll make that attack. So we are attacking Worcester. Tipped off. Oh, well, there you go. We eliminated one of our Yorkist rivals' lords right off the bat. Left him kind of hanging. And then we'll regroup everybody back to London. Just dwindling his ability to get control. Let's save some high cards for later. Let's see, what else? I don't want to bring in that militia quite yet. I think we'll bring in the Welsh mercenaries. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. What else have I got there? Rivers can come in Leicester. Stanley can come in Lancaster. Buckingham and Warwick or Kent. So let's bring Stanley in. I can connect him up potentially. Well, what I can do is I can actually connect him up with Clifford right away. I could move Clifford in there. Actually, I don't think I want to do that. And let's see, what else would make sense to do here? Well, actually, let's get these guys, Scots mercenaries, into Northumbria. Get our mercenaries moving. That's probably not a terrible idea on his part. I was planning to attack that next turn if I was given the opportunity. So worry a little bit about the Tudors now. They've got a big army kind of massing against them. But I'm going to take a chance that they'll be okay. Play a low card. What I'm hoping to do is sort of see where he moves, what opportunities he leaves me, and go from there. At a minimum, I'm probably going to take, if nothing else, I'm going to take South York and bring on the Archbishop. Okay, well, that's an interesting opportunity he's left me. Worth considering. Now I wish I'd actually played more, but I'm going to have the Tudors and the Pembroke and the Welsh mercenaries move there. And then I think I will bring on Shrewsbury into South York. We can consolidate those guys. Actually, yeah, we'll just do that. I'm going to do that. So we're going to resolve this battle. All right, that's not too bad. I only took one hit. He's not a bad little unit there. So if I don't get some hits, this could be a little bit dire. Oh, he took off. Okay. Well, he decided he didn't want to stick around. I will use that as an opportunity to occupy Cardiff, keeping that city. I need to consolidate my units this turn. Then I can do some consider forced marching next turn. He's playing a big card, so I will get an opportunity to kind of see what he's going to do before I make some decisions. That unit is going to be very isolated and tempting, as is that one. All right, 3 action points. Let's start. A lot of potential traders over here on the Lancastrian side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into there. With those two. And I'm going to move. Somerset is going to lead a force over here. And the king will lead a force over here. So we'll attack twice here on these isolated units. All right, here we go. That's Somerset, so that's good. Not a lot of hits, but he's only hits on a 2, so okay. He got a hit on Somerset, but still not bad. And I'm going to get to fire twice, so I've got a good chance of getting rid of Essex here before he's able to retreat. I've got 3 dice to roll a 2 or less. There we go. So we've gotten rid of and executed Essex for treason. And then we'll regroup back to London. And then we'll attack here. So this is a little dangerous. Got a hit. Oh, that's good. Got a hit. That's a good one. A little lucky there for sure. 2 dice. Okay, he got 1 hit on me. But I will bring in a whole bunch of units now. Now he'll probably skedaddle. So I got another hit. I got another hit on Suffolk. And he'll almost certainly retreat at this point. So I want to keep an eye on where that block goes. So we'll send the king back to London. And we'll have these guys consolidate back to there. I'd like to try to catch that piece, but it's going to be hard to because he's probably going to be going second regardless of what I do. So let's just get, he's going to, I guess I'm going to go, yeah, he's going to go first. Okay, that's good. So he's still in Gloucester. Let's see if he moves him. These 2 guys are going to move. They're going to move to Coventry. That's now overstacked. East Anglia. And now he's finally going to get his units from Calais onto the map. That's probably a huge mistake in the beginning here he's made. And he's definitely just left this block out to dry. So that is certainly an opportunity that we are going to take. And I think we're going to send Somerset because with his A, he'll attack first. Let's send Exeter back to there. We'll send Oxford out to East Anglia. He won't be able to make it back to London, which is a little bit unfortunate. We'll move these guys here. So I got 2 more action points. So I'm going to consolidate. My next card allows me to move a group, so the goal is going to be to consolidate, and then I'll bring on the Archbishop of York in York. That'll should give me another victory point. All right, I need to hit him, and I did. So we have eliminated Suffolk. So that is good. Again, reducing his ability quickly here. I think this game is a little bit easier, certainly as a human opponent against the computer. A little bit easier as the Lancastrians because you do have more forces on the board to begin with. So, and because of the way the computer player moves, kind of leaves pieces hanging. You have the ability, I think, to just kind of, whoa, that is not good. You have the ability to pick them off one by one, and it sort of reduces their ability to sort of have enough nobles to eventually usurp the throne. Not to mention that I feel like the computer opponent often doesn't bring on enough nobles when it's playing the Lancastrians. Okay, well, he'll be used. He'll be used for sea movement. I would imagine. Well, I guess maybe there's not a need to move guys out of Calais at this point. That is just moving folks around for the sake of moving folks around. So forced march. So the question is, could this guy make it all the way to Kent? He can. So we are going to move that entire stack to Kent. We'll attack that unit, which is isolated there. So we are going after Warwick. Ooh, big time. Got one hit. We will see if Warwick will. Well, okay, you get one hit on me. We'll see if he wants to stick around. He's a pretty beefy dude. If he doesn't stick around, which probably would make sense, he'll heal up between turns. So, all right, and there's no real reason to regroup from Kent because most of my nobles are gonna go home anyway. So he loses one there because he's overstacked. Just not really making a lot of sense. So mercenaries go home at this point. That's interesting. The Welsh mercenaries go there. Okay. And then the houses go home. So a lot of his guys are going to end up going off the board. So he had a lot of guys. He's got a lot of guys in Calais. And we're on to the second campaign of this War of the Roses. Let's I got a lot of guys on the board, so what I want to do, I'm going to assume that he's going to play like a 4. I'm going to try to. Oh, he only played a 2. What I was hoping to do was kind of catch him. So let's see. Let's get Clifford into East York. That'll sort of prevent. He can't make it to East York. I'll have the Percys go to East York as well. And the Scottish mercenaries take up residence in Northumbria. So we'll kind of prevent him from really kind of going north, keep his units in the south. I probably should have just played a 4 card because, as I mentioned last play, I think one of the things you want to do early in these campaigns is consolidate your forces. And I did not do that. Oh, that's so bad. He just overstacked there. I got a lot of 4s, so I'm going to start playing 4s to consolidate my forces. I may see if I can pick off this dude in Somerset. We'll see who I can get there. Well, let's start. Let's see. Can this guy make it there? This guy cannot make it there. Any of these guys can't make it there either. So let's take a little bit of a risk here. Oof, that is Norfolk. I don't think I really want to be fighting this battle now that I look at this. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to be fighting this battle. All right, I just got very lucky there because he didn't get any hits. I'm going to get myself out of here because that I do not think was a good battle to be fighting. I need a much bigger force if I'm going to be taking on that dude. He just lost a unit over there in Calais because he's overstacked. And this is just the computer being a little bit silly. All right. Well, you know what? You should move your guys out of Calais, dude. Stop moving guys aimlessly around the UK, around Great Britain. Sorry, the UK, around England, And instead, you should get some guys out of Calais where you're overstacked and where all your best units are. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that finally. But mind you, he's isolated a lot of them. This is a stack I have no interest in attacking. This, however, we're going to send out Oxford and these 2 units to attack there, and then we'll send these guys out to attack in Rutland. Beaumont join them in Rutland. And then we'll consolidate Stanley in South Yorks. So let's see what we got going here. All right, this is definitely got possibilities. And we just actually ended up killing Neville, killing Salisbury from the Neville family. Okay, that was good. I'll just leave them in Plymouth. It's got a city. We'll resolve here. We should be able to. There's a good chance we'll be able to defeat. Well, maybe not. Worcester, maybe. It's going to be tough. I only need 2 hits. Ooh. Oh, dear. I only got 1 hit on him. If he fired again, he could eliminate Henry VI, but he'll retreat. Oh, actually, Henry can fire. I'm going to take a chance. Because if I gotten a hit, I could have eliminated him. All right, so we'll regroup back to London. Henry VI's army is in bad shape. Let's just play a low activation card here. Oh, okay. So does he. So I'd love to catch this unit on its own. Well, the question is whether or not catching it in that group would count. Now that's a nasty stack. I am not a big fan of that stack. I think I'm going to bring on the London militia just to beef up London a bit. I don't want to. I would love to attack in East Anglia, but I don't want to leave it. But I can't regroup back to London, and I don't want that to sort of go there. So I'm not going to do that. And let's consolidate those 2 units just for grins. We'll get those 2 units together. Again, let's see if he leaves me any opportunities. Oh, he's going to do this in London. Henry is going to be dead. Oh. Oh, that wasn't Henry. That was Holland is end up dead. Third heir, Henry Holland. Sorry, I thought that was Henry VI who took all those hits, but it wasn't actually. My bad. So we just lost Exeter. Well, I'm kind of in the same situation. But what I wonder is if I moved a few more of these units. So if we moved him to London and him to Rutland and him to Rutland. Now I can maybe cobble together an attack on East Anglia next turn. All right, let's see what he does. If he splits that group, then I'm going to go ham on him over there in East Anglia and Essex. Oh, sorry, I'm going first. Okay. Well, let's send Beaufort. Let's send that whole group to attack there. We'll have Devon go to London. I got 1 action point left. Could bring in that urban militia into Northumbria. Let's do that, because then I can fortify Newcastle up there for future turns. I mean, the big mistake oh Lord, I'm not sure that's very helpful. The big, like, just leaving all these units in Calais and not getting them involved is just really kind of criminally bad play. All right, well, gonna have to get some good. Well, that's the second time I've rolled 3 6s in this game. Woof. All right, well, this could. Okay, well, he rolled almost as badly. So I'll get a couple of rolls to try to. Oh, that was a really ineffective round of combat, wasn't it? So, all right, well, I got 2 hits on Suffolk. So basically, if I can get any one hit here, will eliminate a unit, but I didn't get a single hit, and he's going to retreat with all those guys now. And then I think this is the last card. So yeah, no, this is turn 6 of 7. So I will actually have a chance. Oh, they actually, interesting. They were eliminated. I wonder if that's because they had nowhere to retreat to. They probably couldn't retreat here because I came from here. Oh, they couldn't retreat here because I came from here, and probably couldn't retreat through Essex because one of my units had come through Essex to get there. Interesting. I don't have a copy of the rules. The computer game used to have a rules PDF associated with it, but it doesn't work anymore. And I couldn't find a copy of the rules online, so some of these rules I'm not 100% certain about. So we're not going to regroup units from there. We'll just leave them there. And this is the last thing that I can do. You can guess what I'm going to end up doing with this, which is I'm going to move these guys and attack into Essex. Yeah. So anyway, I'm clearly not going to end up losing the crown here. I mean, not least because the computer opponent just leaves too many guys in Calais. And that just, like, there's no way to win if I've got 14 nobles on the board and you've got most of your units in Calais. There's just no way for him to win. So not getting a good sort of like challenge from the computer, but it's a good way to like get a feel for how the game plays. If you're planning to play it, say, on Rally the Troops, well, now we've eliminated Essex. If you're planning to play it on, say, Rally the Troops, again, oh, I thought I eliminated him. Okay, well, he will escape. If you're planning to play it on Rally the Troops against another human, it's probably a good way to kind of get a feel for it. And probably as important as anything would be getting a feel. Oh, I'm going to end up suffering some attrition here, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's a 7 turn. Anyway, you get a feel for like where the various pieces are and where the opportunities are, but it might be a good thing to try before you try playing it with a human opponent, just because you could learn a little bit, maybe not tactically, but you could learn a little bit about how the mechanics work and everything. So he's massively overstacked in Calais right now, and that could be a real problem for him. Definitely could be a real problem for him. All right, well, this is the last campaign, and frankly, I don't see a potential way to lose from here. I'm not even sure he has enough nobles sort of in the game at this point to get to 14. But we'll see what happens here. Piracy, muster, piracy, treason. Well, let's just play this and get guys activating and consolidating before he can do. Well, he's going to go first, but at least thinking about doing it before he can do too much. Well, at least he's moving some guys out of Calais for a change. He won't be overstacked in Calais. That's I think, a pretty big change. So those Calais units can be pretty strong. So with no idea what that is, I don't think that I want to go crazy there. Um, Actually, I'm going to undo that. Sorry, I'm going to undo that because what I'd like to do is maybe see if I can catch this cat in Chester. So 1, he can't make it. 2, 3, let's try and pick that guy off before anything happens there, before he gets a chance to reinforce him. So that is Hastings. Oh, Lord. Well, that's a really good result. Well, we'll get 3 more rolls to get a 1, and if we get that 1, then we will eliminate Hastings. If not, he will retreat. So we didn't get him. He's going to end up retreating. See where he can retreat to, though. Okay, he's able to retreat there. And we'll just stay there because there's a city there. Okay, I want to continue to have some. There's some. Let's get some sea movement going. Just, I got to use that card eventually. So let's. Oh, that doesn't have a port. Well, that's not very helpful. Let's see. We'll have Tudors go there. Don't want to leave East York at this point. Not a particularly great move there, but I'm mostly just playing out the string here because there's really no way to lose from here. Okay, that unit, probably want to target him next turn because he is massively vulnerable. I don't need to move a lot of units to catch him, so let's play that for right now. He'll move first, so at least we'll see if he moves him anywhere. Okay. That force is probably something to be reckoned. That force is definitely something to be reckoned with. But what it does do is it does leave me the opportunity to catch and kill, hopefully, Hastings. Didn't catch him there, so I'm going to have to catch him with this guy. This will be the only guy I'll get a chance in. Oh, he did get him. Okay, he got his 1, so we ended up killing Hastings. So clearing out that Midlands area of Yorkist sympathizers. All right, I want to get some units in London, so I want to do a muster to get a bunch of units, good units if I can, to let's bring the Welsh mercenaries to London. You know, I've forgotten I have these French mercenaries. Actually, let's go back. Sometimes when you undo, it kind of goes all the way out there. So we're going to muster to here, and we'll muster that guy to there. And then I think I can muster these French mercenaries to London. I'd forgotten that I had these French mercenaries. Why don't you want to go there? Oh, they can move normally to reach it. Oh, okay. All right, we'll go back to putting them. Sea movement isn't quote unquote normal movement. That's why I can't do that. Now, I could take a huge risk and attack this using this treason card. And I can make a treachery roll before the battle begins. Like Warwick is in Calais, and this group has a bunch of units from Calais. But that seems foolhardy at this point. Like if the situation was close, I might consider it. But the situation is not close, so I don't think it makes a ton of sense to do it. And he's leaving me a bunch of opportunities here to like attack units which are fairly isolated. So this entire group is going to go and beat up on this lone unit in Rutland. These two units and Beaufort are going to attack into Portsmouth here. Oh, that was fairly lucky there. So we've caught Arundel. All right, so we've got one hit on Arundel. So now we'll get to fire with Beaufort first before he can retreat. So we only got one hit. So he will have a chance now to skitter away. But he's been severely mauled, so he's not going to be really very useful for the rest of this campaign. And we won't. So we will do that. So we've caught Worcester here. Didn't get any hits though. He's got 2 rolls. He can hits on a 1, 2, or 3. So he got 1 hit. It's doubtful that he will stick around. Oh, it doesn't matter. We killed him anyway. Well, that was extremely lucky for sure. We'll regroup to East Anglia, where there's a city, so I don't have to worry about supplies. I might not have had to worry about it anyway, but I don't think these guys can support too much. Well, let's play this treason card just for fun. And we were able to move one group. So let's see what happens here. Just for the fun of it. Might not be a good battle, but maybe. We'll see. We'll get to see what well, I should have predicted that actually, shouldn't I? All right. Well, we're going to make a treason roll here, I think. I guess not. Maybe that's because nobody here is a potential traitor. Oh, that's got 3 hits, so that's going to be extremely helpful. He's got. Oof. I could end up losing Beaufort here if things go really poorly. Okay, well now he got the 666s. That is a lot of 666s when you think about it. I'm going to leave him in the game just because he's a good unit, and partly because I think he'll end up. Oh, he's going to stick around and fight. Oh my. Sticking around. Wow. So I got 4 dice to roll. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This one could go either way here, just given the amount of dice in play. I really need at least 1 hit here, so that's good. That helps there. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. He's sticking around again. Oh, now it's going to get ugly. Every single one of those was hits. Oof, oof, oof. Well, that is a really seriously depleted force at this point. But it won't matter. What that gray block is. I wonder if that was marked as a gray block by that treason card. I don't know. That's a good question. Well, we're not going to stick around for this battle. That's for sure. At least not with these guys. So, well... Oh, these guys cannot get out of here. Well, I guess we are going to have to come to their rescue then. Bring these French mercenaries into Kent. This is the last turn. I got one activation point left. Just make a nothing burger move. Well, one last pitched battle. Could end up losing a bunch of my units here. Wow. Oof. Well, he's got 5 dice, so he's eliminated somebody. He eliminated Pembroke. Oh, the Tudors do not survive the War of the Roses. Oh, my goodness. Devon doesn't survive. And Somerset doesn't survive. There's a good chance that this won't go particularly well for him now, though, because he's got, he doesn't have a lot of dice to roll here. And I do have a lot of dice to roll. So I should, after losing all 3 of those guys, I probably will eliminate, or have a good chance of eliminating the rest of his army here. I got 3 dice to roll a 2, and that'll be it. There we go. We eliminated Arundel, Suffolk, Norfolk, and Essex. Bloody, bloody end to the War of the Roses there. And that is the end of it. So that is the end of that campaign. It's going to, everybody kind of moves away, but I clearly have significantly more political points here. And so we'll retain the win. And that will do it. Resetting recruits. Lancaster victory. All right, well, again, not particularly instructive in terms of a close game or the computer giving any sort of a good account of itself. But anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed Richard III Blocks, available on Steam, available as a board game, available on Rally the Troops. So lots of opportunities to play it if it's of interest to you. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be great if you could leave a like, leave comments. If you are liking the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All those things really help. And we'll catch you next time for another computer game on Agility Snips Gaming Table.